Good morning, everyone. Acknowledging the presence of our BSA advisor, Mrs. Angela Cascio. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, guys. Nakapag-almusal na ba ang lahat? I hope everyone already ate their breakfast. So before we begin, let us first have a roll call on who are joining with us via Zoom and Facebook Live today.
Well, before the roll call, we would like to remind everyone here in the Zoom to please share the link. Yes, one. Now, roll call of the participants. First, sa FB Live natin, mag-in tayo sa comment section. And to those who are here in Zoom, you can use the chat box to drop your messages. Thank you. Now, let us first start with the mighty group of BA1A. 1A, are you there? Comment naman kayo ng 1A sa kalam dyan. 1A? Yan, dyan. Saka lang, sabi ni Juana.
How about the BSA 1B? Are you guys there? Comment down 1B5. Okay, 1B. Wala bang 1B dyan? BSA 1B? Yon, si Contreras Gale.
Okay, andyan na yung 1A at 1B ngayon. Of course, di rin magpapatalo yung BSA 2A. How about you guys? Pinayad mag-comment ng 2A set Malu. Comment na tayo dyan. Ngay, pati sa FB Live. Pwede rin kayo mag-comment. Diba? Malulupit talaga yung 2A.
Now, how about the BSA 3A? Drop a comment below. 3A, the best. 3A, where are you? Ayon, si Dailin Angeles.
Yes, partner, parang ready na yung ating mga participants. All of our participants and fellow JPNs are really excited right now. So before we end our program, allow us to read the following house rules for today's session, specifically with the do's and don'ts during the event proper. Starting with the do's. First, check your internet connection and make sure that it's stable. Second, make sure that the device that you are using is fully charged or you have a charger prepared. Third, focus and allot your full attention on the webinar and on the speaker. Fourth, keep your audio or mic on mute to avoid unnecessary noise destruction during the webinar unless you are recognized to speak. And lastly, utilize the Facebook comment section and the chat box if you have questions.
So before we proceed with the don'ts, we hereby acknowledge the presence of our CM faculty and instructor, Miss Shalalaine Bayhon. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay, so for the don'ts, do not have the Zoom meeting in a crowded area. Also, do not forget to take down notes. Also, do not leave the meeting in the middle of discussion. And lastly, you should not stray to the agenda.
Yes, pagkatandaan po natin yung do's and don'ts natin, ha? Okay, so again, reminder for participants, those who still has not changed their display name, please change their display name or nickname here in Zoom to the format BSA_. surname and first name. For example, BSA underscore Mentino Kefi. Once again, let us revisit the do's and don'ts of the event. First, check your internet connection and make sure that it is stable. Second, make sure that your device is fully charged and have a charger prepared. Third, focus and allot your full attention on the webinar and to the speaker. Fourth, keep your audio or mic on mute to avoid unnecessary noise disruption during the webinars unless you are recognized to speak. And lastly, utilize the Facebook comment section and the chat box if you have questions.
For the don'ts, do not have the Zoom meeting in a crowded area. Do not forget to take down notes. Do not leave the meeting in the middle of discussion. And lastly, you should not stray to the agenda.
I hope natandaan na yan ng lahat ng ating mga participants. Those are very simple instructions that we can, I hope everyone can remember. So also for the information of everyone, we are live now at the Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants CapSU Main Campus Facebook page with currently yung viewers natin. We currently have 21 viewers in the FB Live. So just continue watching there, guys. It will be telecasted there live as well. Yan, may mga nagpapahabol pa ng sa comment section ng 1A saka lang daw, sabi ni Jovel. So far, parang madami yung 3A at saka 2A. Patalo ba yung 1A at saka 1B? Yon, 1B fight.
BSA 3A, papatalo ba kayo dyan? For today. Mendoza, good morning, sir.
Once again, we are acknowledging the presence of our handsome speaker, Mr. Jason Mendoza. So, good morning, sir.
Thanks, Kiris. Good morning.
Yan, may mga pahabol pa si Jason. 1A sa kalam. Ang haba ng H ka M. Everyone, participants, please be prepared as we will start the program shortly.
CapSU JPNs, are we all ready? Engage, explore, excel. Good morning and welcome CapSU JPNs. The 13th Entrepreneurs Week virtual celebration kicks off with the respective CM Talks, the lecture series.
We currently have 55 strong participants in the Zoom and 30 participants in the FB Live. That clearly shows that our fellow JPNs is very eager and excited to learn something new today. Well, we will definitely learn a lot from this session. Once again, welcome to CM Talks, the lecture series, the JPN webinar.
To formally introduce ourselves, I am Maria Jessa Catril Alar, the CapSU JPA Executive Secretary.
And I am Clementino, your CapSU JPA Vice President for Academics, and we are your host for today's compelling session. Before we commence our program for this morning, let us all sing together the national anthem to be followed by the doxology as we put ourselves in the presence of our beloved God.
Bayang magiliw, presence sinahana, alam ng puso sa dinig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kulit ka lang magiging, sa manlulupi, di ka masisingin. Sa lahat at puno sa simoy at sa langit ang mga, pagyan ang tula at ang sa kulay minamahal. Ang isang matawag, kulit at kung may nanatiligin, ang ilumin na tarang ng kayan pa may maligaya dapat may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. Oh, who dwell in dark and sin, my hand will save. I who made the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright. Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I, the Lord of snow and rain, I have borne my people's pain. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will speak my words to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. And I will go if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I will go when you lead me. Father, lead me. I will go. I will follow endlessly. Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart.
Now, partner, what do we have in store for today?
Well, our session for today is a lecture type webinar that aims to give us insights and lessons about the future of us accountants and of the field.
That sounds very interesting and exciting. Let us not wait anymore.
Well, to officially start today's CM Talks, let us welcome our beloved CapSU JP advisor, Professor Angela Bicasius, CPA, MBA, for her opening remarks. Let's give her a virtual round of applause.
Okay, good morning, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today, we are celebrating for a decade and three the Entrepreneurs Week with the theme Resilience Through Change, Embracing the New Normal Towards Student Empowerment and Excellence. So this is the second year already that we are conducting the events virtually because of the limitations brought about by this pandemic. But despite of this, we are still connected. So one of the highlights of this celebration is the webinar series. And with this activity, the students will be able to have a glimpse of the recent developments and insights in our profession, especially in the new normal. So let us prepare our minds and our hearts as we listen to our esteemed resource speaker who will be introduced in a while. And may you all learn something new and be inspired as you go along with your journey toward achieving your goal to become a certified public accountant later on. So I will now give the floor to our masters of ceremony, Miss Catherine and Mr. Keith, okay, so that we can start with our webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those very welcoming opening remarks. So now, we will not keep you waiting, everyone, as we turn over the mic to our cherished CM faculty and instructor, Miss Shalalaine Bayhon, to formally introduce our resource speaker for today. Ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Excuse me, your mic is muted.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Alar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a great privilege for me to introduce to you our guest speaker for this webinar. He graduated with his Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion, year 2013 as cum laude. March to November 2014, he worked as an accountant at Solidar, Switzerland. The year 2014 to 2015, he worked as a college instructor at Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion. In the year 2014 to 2019, he worked as a senior subgrants and finance officer at CARE. The year 2019 up to the present, he worked as a co-founder business development and finance officer at Agap Care Philippines. From the year 2020 up to the present, he worked as a financial consultant at DGB Bollingsworth, and he also worked as a remote accountant part-timer at Stradington PLLC NYC Boutique Law Firm. He is also interested in Dan Brown novels and building large Lego sets. So without any further ado, please join me in welcoming the very hardworking and dedicated person, Mr. Jason Mendoza, CPA. Please give him a virtual warm of applause. Sir, good morning.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Shalalaine. Very hardworking talaga. Well, actually, I just came from my shift, so sorry for my voice. And guys, how is everybody? I hope you were able to take your breakfast because I have, I guess, 11 hours of seminar. One moment, sharing my video so you all could see me. So first of all, thank you, Ma'am Angela, Margar, for having me back. It's a privilege to always share my somehow what I know to our dear students. For anybody's knowledge, I was also a faculty at CapSU. I'm not sure what year, but I was there for a semester or two. So CapSU is close to my heart. Nice meeting you all. I will turn off my video now. So my connection won't be laggy. All right, sharing my screen. Where is that now? Can someone please confirm if you could see my screen?
Yes, sir. You are visible, sir.
Perfect. All right, so one thing I wanted to share with you today is the outlook or my insights on how the accounting profession in the future or the future of the accountants hold. As much as possible, this is our based on experience and the studies I've read for the past years. So here we go. Are you seeing my screen, guys? I'm seeing a notification that sharing is paused. Not sure why. Can someone please confirm? Sorry, if you're seeing the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect then. So we all know we've been through a lot because of the pandemic, and it has, I think, affected in a way drastically our profession. So when you guys graduate, when you are part of the so-called workforce, you can't expect things to stay the same as what you've been told for the past years, what you've been told by your manongs and manangs, and even so what you've been told by your professors. We are, I think, on the verge of the evolution of our profession in a way that we're basically doing away with a lot of manual processes and moving towards more automation. All right. So here are the emerging trends in our accounting profession. Number one, I think this is very evident already. Although, sad to say, sa context natin sa Pilipinas, it's not that evidently observed because we are still, I think, attached to manual processes. When we say automated accounting processes, it's basically doing away with all the manual preparation of papers, have it signed, have it filed, have what you. Okay, so around the globe right now, I think based on experts and based on the study conducted by Frey and Osborne, which are renowned economists, by the way, they are projecting that in the foreseeable future, our jobs or accounting related jobs, primarily auditors and accountants, will be automated by 94%. Okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry
Yes.
for the interruption, but I think your presentation is on freezer. Wala siya naga-move.
Huh. Why is that? Okay. I'll stop sharing and then reshare again. Now, can you see this screen? Automated accounting processes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm so
Sorry.
sorry.
No worries. I'm not using Zoom often, so sorry about that. So I was saying, this is based on, I think, for the past decades data. And right now, I think this have gone up to 98% because of the pandemic, wherein everybody is working from home, everybody is working remotely. So drastically, accounting processes are now being automated. The question now is, should you be afraid? Did my presentation move? Sorry, guys, just to make sure.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. This is the big question. In the advent of this automation and everything, should you be afraid? My answer is yes and no. Okay? Because for our jobs to be taken entirely by robots, AIs, artificial intelligence, it's not possible in the foreseeable future unless someone successfully invents Jarvis, from Iron Man. Basically, Jarvis could take over everything. But if you still lack the skills needed in managing these new technologies, these new softwares, these new platforms that is basically there to improve or make our lives easier, then definitely you will be out of job. You will be, kumbaga, from the perspective of the hiring manager or the HR. And guys, to tell you frankly, even if you're a CPA, somehow, yes, this is, I always say with my students before na, yes, the ultimate goal is becoming a CPA, but it's not the end. All right? I always believe, it's cliche, but I believe in destiny. Someone, or not everybody, is destined to become CPAs, and that's okay. Because I know a lot of people who are way, way more successful kahit hindi sila CPAs. Okay? And they're even more successful compared to their CPA colleagues. All right? So it's not the title that counts. It's what you bring into the table later on when you're in the workforce. Kahit CPA ka pa, kahit hindi ka CPA, if you have the skill sets that the company you're applying for, you have the skill sets that the company you're applying for is looking, then you'll be on the top of the list. All right. So again, no worries. Robot will not take over our jobs, but you need to upscale right now. You can prepare balance sheet, good. You can prepare financial statements, good. You can prepare journal entries, good. But that's not enough. Okay? You know how the accounting process is? That's not enough anymore. You need to be able to upscale so that these processes that will be taken, I think this is the part that artificial intelligence and I think automated processes will take over. The grunt work, kumbaga, yung mga boring part ng accounting, that's where you need to not focus so much right now, but you need that for your studies, of course. But later on, you need to focus more on automation technologies and be able to manage these technologies. All right. So how do you do that? Stay agile. Again, we have an inside joke dati sa I was what do you call this, part of a publication way back in college. And there was an inside joke wherein kapag accountancy ka, you are basically boxed with accounting. That's it. You're no longer knowledgeable in other fields. Somehow, focus mo lang talaga accounting. There's that inside joke. But for you to be able to stay ahead of the pack and at least stay in a very competitive industry later on, be agile. What do we mean by that? When you graduate, you will see a lot of realizations na what you're learning right now, only 10% of that is applicable in your work. That's lucky already. Somehow, let's be honest, 2%. Right now, I'm only applying 2% of what I've learned in my jobs. So don't limit yourself to what you have learned. If there are rooms for improvement, there are rooms for growth, take the leap, especially you are very young. Okay? So key 3 things to do to stay competitive is do your research. This is, I think, one technique I could share. Ano lang meron kayong sariling time management, I think, routine, but I urge you to at least allot 1 hour per day to just read on current events. Read on your current events pertaining to your industry. Okay? Find the time. Kung wala kayong time, find the time sa mga unusual routine of the day. Me, I always read a lot when I'm in the bathroom. So my mother, my kasama dito sa bahay, they always laugh at me why I'm so long in the bathroom, but that's because I read a lot there. Okay? Do your research and be informed of the current events. Second, do not be afraid to explore. Again, you are not boxed to having to do accounting for your life. Malay mo later on, you will be into arts, you will be into other professions. That's exaggeration already. But what I'm saying is, do not, I think, attach yourself to the framework wherein ito lang yung kaya kong gawin, ito lang yung pinag-aralan ko, so I'll stick to this. Okay? That will not work in the competitive business landscape later on. Right? And lastly, grow your network and engage. If you happen to scroll on Facebook, there was this picture of the billionaires in one photo. It's basically the top 10 billionaires in the Philippines, the Ayalas, the Zabels, in one photos. So as much as possible, if you want to stay ahead of the game, be with like-minded people. If parati mong kasama mga marites, of course, you will talk about chismis. If you have a circle or network where you discuss business opportunities, growth, definitely you will grow as a person. Okay? I'm not saying you ditch your friends. I'm saying is find that circle wherein it could fill the void of your growth. All right? Next, automation. Always look at the bright side. Okay, when that research was first published, I was really afraid, nervous, anxious because of what the future will hold. But having to experience it now, automation will make your lives easier, guys. So as much as possible, do not I mean, welcome anything that is related to automation, because at the end of the day, again, unless they invent Jarvis in the near future, these automation, these technologies, these softwares will need a pilot. It will need you. All right. Okay. Next very emerging trend right now is outsourcing. So, if I can share, one thing why I chose the one very main reason why I chose the accounting profession, it's very strategic. Number one, I was thinking almost, or no, not almost, all businesses have or needs an accounting or finance person. So the chances of having me employed is very high. Two, etong sabi dati the pay is substantial. Pirma mo lang pera na. That's fake news. Okay? That's not fake news for accredited, what do you call this, public accountants, but it's fake news for the remainder of the population. All right? So right now, what's happening is, unlike dati, na eto si business kailangan ng finance or accounting person for his or her business. What he will do? He will hire. That's I think, the normal process. That has been the norm for the past, I think, century. Okay? But right now, with the advent of technologies, with the advent of cloud, AI, and everything, what companies do, and especially bigger companies who have multinational operations, they outsource. So basically, what they do is they find a third party or a service provider that could lend them finance person. And that's basically what will happen in the next decade or so. Wala nang somehow direct hires. Sorry? Okay, can I continue?
Yes, sir, you may continue.
Yes, sir, please.
So yeah, if you know someone who is working as a remote or freelance accountant right now, chances are they are being outsourced. They are not hired directly by the company they're working for. Kumbaga, hinire sila ng outsourcing company, and this outsourcing company, piniplace sila sa mga companies na kailangan ng accountant or ng finance person. Okay? Now, what do you need to do to be able to stay ahead? Again, keyword for this talk, I guess, is stay ahead. Always stay ahead of the pack. At the very least, be competitive, but stay ahead by having, as what I've mentioned earlier, the enough skill set to manage or to deliver whatever the client is looking for. Right? Now, this is what I'm wishing and hoping the soonest time possible that will happen in the Philippines. The big companies, the big four auditing firm, I guess, is already doing this, but most sadly, or a substantial portion of the businesses in the Philippines are still into physical documents. Meron pa rin tayong trust issues, I think. Mahirap mawala yun. I think it's cultural rather than process-wise. Okay? So sa cloud-based accounting, basically it's paperless. To be honest, I have not written something for the past, I think, 2 years when I'm working because everything is in cloud. When I ask for approval for a voucher, it's in cloud. Cloud-based meaning online storage, okay? Or cloud-based, it's online dependent the softwares, what have you. I will discuss that in detail later. But yeah, imagine a world where you don't have to file vouchers. Kita niyo yung bounders na malalaki na blue. I know you have that in the offices if you've seen one. You will eliminate a lot of costs. You will eliminate a lot of overheads in terms of time and again, additional cost. You will eliminate, sad to say, human labor, but that unfortunately would equate to lesser job opportunity. So that's why you need to upscale. It will eliminate the time of processing a transaction from preparing to approving to finally delivering whatever the transaction is. So yeah, cloud-based accounting is here to stay, and hopefully, excuse me, the Philippines will adapt. We are adapting, but I don't think it's enough to be at par with the global standards right now. All right. Now, this is where I want you to really, really take down notes. All right. 10, 20, 50 years from now, remember this. Data will be king. Data is king. All right. In whatever business, in whatever sort of process, data will always be king. What do I mean by that? Accounting is process oriented, yes. Accounting, majority of the branches or the specializations are process oriented, but there's only a small portion of our profession that focuses on providing insights, providing data analytics, providing risk management, and consulting services. All right. So for you right now, because you are just starting, you're basically on your student years, as early as much as possible, read, watch videos, learn anything about data analytics. Okay, what do I mean by data analytics? It's basically you have sets of data that is being processed or was processed by AI and automated processes. And that set of data, you need to provide actionable insights. You need to provide relevant decision making. You need to provide trends, KPIs, what have you. And that's what will make you stay ahead later on in the industry. Okay? As I've mentioned, automated processing, preparation of financial reports, hindi na yan. Hindi na yan plus points. The QuickBooks, the softwares could generate that in a second. Whereas you can prepare the financial statements, I think at least a day. Okay? Now, why am I focusing on data analytics? It's because number one, the pay will significantly be higher if you are an accountant or a finance person that knows how to perform data analysis. That's a very big step up in your resume. All right. Now, how do you learn that? It's a totally separate discussion, but it's all in YouTube, guys. I only learned through YouTube. You could definitely learn through YouTube. Okay. Blockchain. Well, this is where I get a lot of questions. Technically, blockchain is an accounting technology. If you're familiar with blockchain, uh, uh, it's basically a centralized, deregularized um, form of transferring assets, money, paper money, NFTs, what have you. Okay? So with the advent of blockchain, it actually made auditors' life easier. Why? Because number one, in terms of recording as to the transfer of the assets, all the pertinent details, it is much more accurate within blockchain. Okay? Second, in terms naman sa business, it lowers the costs of reconciling and maintaining ledgers. The way blockchain works, I'll try to explain this. If you buy an asset and was paid or acquired through blockchain, normally, yung process ng pagbayad and pag-transfer, maraming dadaan ng conduits, intermediaries in the likes of the banks, the real estate agent, kung hindi through banks, financing institution, what have you. So ang daming dadaan ng kumbaga intermediaries. And with these intermediaries, syempre maraming cost. May cost yung bank, may cost yung real estate agent, may cost si government, taxes, whatever. Okay? With the blockchain, deleted or wala na sa scenario itong mga intermediaries na to. So there's only the buyer and there's only the seller. Direct na yung transaction. And the way blockchain works, it's somehow in the background, it creates a unique code of the transaction. Okay? And this unique code, yun yung pwedeng gamitin ni auditor to audit or to validate the purchase or sale of certain assets ng company. Okay? So it eliminates, in the perspective of the business owner, it eliminates a lot of cost. In the perspective ni auditor, it eliminates a lot of areas to check. Kasi yung i-check nila lang, blockchain ledger ni buyer and blockchain ledger ni seller. Okay? Again, blockchain is ultimately a different beast. It will require hours of discussion for you to be able to fully grasp what it is. But yeah, that's it. Elimination of intermediaries, decentralization, centralization, and deregularization. Those are the keywords. All right? What else? Now, please anchor this into what I've told you regarding data analytics, which is big data accounting. Again, if you haven't gone outside Rojas City, you will not appreciate this because it's not happening here. And my advice is, guys, with the advent now ng remote working, please, when you graduate, it's okay because you will still be here in the Philippines, but please, when you graduate, aspire for jobs globally. Don't settle for jobs here in the Philippines. Sorry to say that. Now, hindi ba ako patriotic? Yes, I am. But I still pay my taxes here. Even though my work is abroad. Kumbaga, I still pay taxes because I still buy groceries here. And groceries have, magkano ba? 12% VAT? Sorry, hindi ko na alam. So yeah, it's not unpatriotic in a sense, but I really urge you, go aspire for global positions. Don't settle for less here go outside your comfort zone. All right. So what is big data? Imagine Excel. I forgot how many lines Excel has right now, but big data is, for example, having all worksheet, one spreadsheet of your Excel file completely filled up, okay? Multiply that Excel file times 1,000, okay? And that's really happening in large company. They have large data sets. And then this data is being analyzed by, again, AI and automated processing. And now, after that large volumes of data sets have been analyzed, now you have at your hands what you call big data. Okay? So what will you do with that? With big data, CPAs and accountants and finance person can basically focus on business planning and identifying potential issues. Okay? Say those large volumes of data sets, when analyzed and already simplified, you already have the key information for you to arrive at key relevant decision making at your firm, at your businesses, or at the business you're working for. Okay? And again, I've highlighted this, I intentionally highlighted this in my presentation. Firms and businesses right now are prioritizing accountants, and not even accountants, who have data science and analytics background. What I'm about to say is not to discourage you not to take the CPA board exam, but take this. I've been working for the past 10 years and never was I requested for my CPA license. Okay, sure, it bumped me up on the resume stack pile, but never was I asked for my CPA license. Okay, so again, it's not dependent on your title. It's what you are able to offer to the table when you come in to the company. CPA is not the end game. CPA, it's just a step ladder. All right. Again, data science and analytics background. If you have the spare time, study it now. You will really be more competitive. You will take a lot of advantages if you have this under your belt. All right. And of course, remote work setting. Ang lahat ng sinabi ko kanina, na kumbaga parang mas napabilis lang yung pag-adapt sa Philippines. Fortunately, COVID is not a fortunate event, but because of the pandemic. Okay? It's the situation we're in. Kumbaga, sino nagsabi? Si Catriona, may silver lining. Kumbaga, sa unfortunate event na nangyari. And moving forward, and it's really an emerging trend right now. I've been working for a humanitarian organization for the past 8 years. And this organization, since it's humanitarian, it requires a lot of working in the field, working in the grassroots community, working with a lot of papers. But I've seen the shift for the past 2 years, wherein we are now slowly adapting paperless um, paperless accounting system. Okay. And that's my wish for all the businesses coming forward, moving forward. What else? I would say you are very already, kumbaga, somehow equipped in terms of remote work setting. You have experienced this firsthand with your online classes. I'm amazed now. Di ko nga alam to na kapag nag-zoom ka pala, pwede nang i-live. Sorry about that. Now I learned something new. And yeah, just upscale, upscale, upscale. Okay? So before I end, here's what I wanted to impart. As a Filipino accountant, you are called to adapt to the digital transformation and make sure your skills are up to par with today's accounting standard and best practices. I don't know who said this, but yeah, it's basically the gist of what I've been telling you for the past hour. You need to adapt. You need to be flexible. You need to get out of your comfort zone. Yes, you need to focus right now to pass your studies, to take the board exam, but it should not limit you that while you study this accounting, ano na ba, maglagay ka na ng extra layers of advantages on your belt. Okay? And as what I've always say, stay hungry, stay foolish. This is the best quote I always live by. Stay hungry for learning. Well, I'm always hungry. I love to eat. Everybody knows that. But stay hungry for learning, stay hungry for new information, stay hungry for having a network that could give you growth, and stay foolish, be imaginative, be creative, be outside the box. I think there was one study that of all the professions, accounting is the least creative, and I think I agree with that, but it should not be the case moving forward. We should be creative in a way na you could stay ahead of the game. Creative hindi sa pagdoktor ng libro, okay? But creative na you always bring something to the table, okay? So ano nga to? Find ways to stay ahead. Find ways to always bring the competitive edge. It's a cutthroat competition, guys, when you are applying for work later. Okay? Wala nang friends, wala nang best friends. You need to earn, you need to buy food, you need to eat. Okay? So kumbaga, be ruthless in a way, but be human, still be human. All right? So I guess that's it. I'm open for questions if you have. And again, thank you for the opportunity for sharing this.
Indeed, let us creative fellow JPS. Thank you very much, Sir Jason, with that very informative talk. For sure, our fellow JPS will take note of that and will try to apply these learnings in their present path and future goals of becoming CPAs and beyond. Oh, before we proceed, allow us to acknowledge the presence of our of Sir Joseph Anthony Buenvenida, our program chairperson, undergraduate. Good morning, sir.
Fellow JPNs, for an interactive discussion, everyone is encouraged to ask questions to our speaker. If you have questions, you can raise it now by commenting on the chat box below.
You can just comment your or drop your questions, fellow JPNs. If you have questions, queries, any clarification, you can ask it now to our speaker. Also, to the viewers in the FB Live, you can also drop your questions in the comment section, and we will also read it and ask it to our speaker. Once again, we would like to request everyone to drop their questions below. Do not be shy, everyone. If you feel uncomfortable to send your message here, you can also privately message our fellow JPN officers, like Ms. President, Julia, us, your host and MCs for today to deliver your questions, and we will tag and relay it anonymously.
Okay, I have a very long and interesting question here. Thank you very much, Jessa. Let me reread so that hindi ko ma-misinterpret. She told us, okay, wait. Recently, we had an eye-opening discussion with one of our professors during our online class. She told us about the reality of an accountant's responsibility and challenges to the profession, especially about the risks she bears under the pressure of undue influence, haha, or even in government, ha ha ha. Maybe this is the reason why some accountants would prefer not to work in private corporations or in the government. As future CPAs, okay. Guys, sana walang ano dito ha, walang nagsusubong sa akin. But I'm a little bit biased. Number one, if you're looking for, sorry, I'm hearing echo. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So, two things. If you want security of tenure, go to the government. Sorry, that's my only reason why I wanted to go or work for the government. Security of tenure, tatagal ka, may pension ka, that's it. Okay? But if you want to grow, if you want to explore beyond your wildest imagination, to exaggerate, go work in the private sector. Okay? Now, how to avoid that, yung undue influence and undue pressure? Sad to say, you could not, because the controlling factor ng pressure and influence is not coming from you. It's coming from your superior and boss based on your what you've written here. What you could control rather is this. Again, if you feel that you have enough skills, that you have enough kumbaga, competitive edge under your resume, under your belt, resign and find new work. That's as simple as that. You want to avoid that, resign. Okay? But you could only do that if you are really, or if you have that competitive edge, that the next day you'll be hired, or the next week you will already be hired. But for you to do that, here's the trick. Even before you resign, find work already. Okay? There's a saying that however good you are sa work mo, when you die, you will be replaced. So don't sell your soul, don't sell your principles if you're not comfortable already. But again, cover your bases. Make sure that before you resign, find work. Again, that's a culture already in the Philippines. We know that, and there's nothing you can do about it. You could be a whistleblower, but to be a whistleblower, you need to be on an epic proportionate scale so that you will have an impact. Watch the Snowden movie para mag-gets nyo kung yung level of scale ng Snowden, ng whistleblower na movie ko. But yeah, to avoid that, have the enough skills, have the enough competitive advantage, so you are confident enough at any point in time to resign, and you are confident enough that you will find job as soon as time as possible. Is that doable? Yes. Did I do that? Yes, a couple of times already. Okay. Can I go ahead and just read questions?
Yes, sir, you may. Thank you.
Do you have an advisor for people who are considering to shift courses? Ma'am Andrea, Ma'am Angela, should I answer this? Mapagalitan ako ng Sir Joseph, mapagalitan ako ng program head nyo. But no, I'll be frank about this. Number one is never never come into a big decision without thinking it 1,000 times. Consider all the factors first. Number one, find the pain point, kumbaga. Find yung bottleneck, find yung tinik why you are not able to understand accounting. Okay? Sometimes it's just a matter of perspective. Sometimes it's psychological. And it's really true na hindi ko magets ang isang topic, feeling ko hindi ko na magigets the rest. Okay? Second is if it's not psychological, if it's not the perspective, if it's something you were only pushed to do, then, you were pushed by your family kahit hindi mo gusto. I think it's considerable na to think of shifting. But again, cover all your bases before you make a decision. When you ask your parents na mag-shift ako, lay down mo yung pros and cons. Dapat always na mas matimbang yung pros sa argument mo based sa gusto mong decision, which is shifting your course. But I'm a little bit biased by accounting, guys. Accounting is really everywhere, and it's really a good preparatory course if you want to have masterals, what have you, later on. But if it's really hinging you back, again, think it a couple of 1,000 times. Talk to your professors, talk to your Sir Joseph, Ma'am Angela. Maybe they could help find the pain point. Okay? But my bottom line advice, don't rush. Effacing wrong. Okay? And ask for advice, which you just did. All right. Next, I would like to raise a question. What role play in the future for accountant? Ganito yan. Kumbaga, with your circle of friends right now, kung hindi ka marunong mag-Facebook, they will tell you somehow, hindi ka in, manol. Someone told me this before, really, because I've used only Facebook recently. So, in relation to that, I'm not sure if tama yung analogy ko. If you don't know how to use digital accounting platforms, you will be out of job. Okay? But the bright side is you have all the materials in front of you as long as you have internet. It's in YouTube, guys. Everything I'm doing right now, I learned through YouTube. And to be honest, and don't do this if you're not confident in doing. When I applied for a job and they're looking for a qualification na software na marunong ako, I just say, yes, I know that. I have years of experience. But at that point in interview, zero, nada, wala. What I just did is I make sure after that interview, I studied, I researched, I pour literally sweat and hours of learning just to learn that software, and then I get the job. Okay, that's why when you are onboarded sa company, hindi ka mahuhuli. But again, I don't advise that. But if you're confident, do. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Did I miss any question?
Fellow JPNs, you still have questions, you can still raise or comment it here since our speaker is still here.
Yes, totally, Miss Anne. Totally agree. Never, kumbaga, never dip. If you want to swim, test the waters first. Do not jump. Do not rush. Dip your toes and then swim. If the accountant of the company is not really aware of the accounting policies and business law, this could be a factor in his. Wait, I'm not sure if I get the question. If an accountant of the company is not really aware of the accounting policies and business law, well, yes, definitely. I'm not sure what's the question here, but yeah, it's part, again, when you are working for somebody or some organization, read your job description. Make sure that you are able to deliver what your job description requires. And if part of that is analyzing or providing insights on accounting policies and business law, then definitely, if you don't know that, it will be part of your performance. Okay? With advanced technology, haha. Okay, guys, to get you excited, again, this is based on what I've researched. Advanced technology and softwares definitely will impact your salary. Okay? I will not give exact figures, but whatever you're earning, say for example, in Raw City, if you have the skill set and the experience in doing these softwares and platforms, a conservative guess is triple or quadruple that would be your salary if you apply globally. Okay, but if you're in the Philippines, sorry, fake news fake news yung malaking salary ng accountant. Okay, can you give us some advice, sir, on how you can stay ahead even though we're in this pandemic and everyone is struggling? Great question. Read. Read, read, read. That's all I can say. I have a lot of books. I actually will share this with Ma'am Angela later. and reference materials. Ang kulang lang talaga is discipline. Okay? You all have the materials in front of you. All you have to do is read. And this is even true for professionals like me. Given the vast amounts of data, reference materials, learning materials, we just don't have that discipline to stay true with what you want to achieve. Okay? Read, read, read. What to read, it's up to you. Kung ano yung feel mong specialization or expertise, but read, read, read. Up until now, I've had the habit of reading at least 1 to 2 hours a day. Whatever it is, I just read. But if you want, you could also watch interviews with visionaries like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the likes of those people, especially Bill Gates. Watch his TED Talks, watch his plans for the future, watch his plans for the pandemic, everything. You will be amazed of the new learnings. And actually, what I do is when I read something and there's a new topic that interests me, I then read that new topic. Okay? Nag-ano lang yan, nagsasanga-sanga. So read, 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 read. You don't have time, kung gasakay ka tricycle, basa. Kung aya ka sa comfort room, basa. Kung gatambay ka lang, basa. You will always have the time to read. You just don't have the discipline. Okay? Okay. I think I answered.
So I think that's all. So thank you so much, JPNs, for participating, and Sir Jason for being considerate with our members' inquiry.
Truly, Sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Truly, Sir Jason has relayed more than enough information for us to visualize the outlook of our profession in the future.
Now, let us call once again our speaker, Sir Jason, to award the Certificate of Appreciation for today's meaningful session. Capiz State University, Ross City Main Campus, College of Management, Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Jason Mendoza, CPA, for imparting his valuable insights and inspirations during the 13th Entrepreneurs Week with the theme Resilience Through Change, Embracing the New Normal Towards Student Empowerment and Excellence, held last March 15, 2022, hosted by Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, given this 15th day of March 2022, signed Dr. Ian B. Arcega, Dean of College of Management.
Thank you again, sir. So at this juncture, we would like to request the technical team as we will now be having our photo session together with our speaker for today. So also, all our fellow JPNs and participants here, we all request you to open your cameras for the photo taking opportunity. Technical, please take over.
Okay, everyone, please be ready. Wear your smile. Okay, in the count of 1, 2, 3, and smile. Okay. Okay, let's wait for a while. We're just fixing the screen so that everyone will be seen on the screenshot. Okay, one, two, three, and smile. All right. Okay, next page. Stay smiling. Okay, next. Okay, it's done. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, technical team, and thank you once again to our speaker, Sir Jason, and also to our participants.
So this time, let us call on our CapSU JPF President, Miss Julia Barros, to deliver her closing remarks. Miss Julia, are you?
Everyone. Before we end this program, I would like to express my gratitude first to our speaker, Mr. Jason Mendoza, for sharing his knowledge to us and imparting his valuable time just to be with us today. Second, to our professor, Angela B. Cassius, for her warm opening remarks and to her effort to provide us an eligible speaker that made a great impact and change to us as an accountancy student. Thank you, ma'am. Third, to the College of Management faculties and staffs, sub-chapter officers, and JPIA officers. My deepest gratitude to all of you who helped and make this event successful and possible despite of our hectic days. Lastly, to our attendees, the BSA students or JPians, this is all for you guys. I hope this webinar made a great impact to all of you. And we're gladly to see the outcome of this webinar day by day until you become a certified public accountant someday. Thank you everyone, and padayon, future CPAs.
Thank you for that closing remarks, Press. I hope everyone has captured some new knowledge and learnings related to the webinar lecture we had today.
Yes, partner. We also hope that you would use all those learnings for good and in your future endeavors in your academic and professional lives. A reminder for all the participants, kindly accomplish the following forms to get your certificate of participation. We have here the registration form, attendance form, and evaluation form.
And that's all for today's event. Once again, I am Maria Jessa Cathril Alar, your CapSU JPA Executive Secretary.
And I am Kathy Mintino, your CapSU JPA Vice President for Academics, and we thank you all for participating on today's CM Talk, the lecture series. We hope to see you all supporting the entries and the participants of our fellow JPNs in this year's Entrepreneurs Week virtual celebration.
Thank you again, everyone. And may we all remember that we are in a place where we have the vision that drives all of us to be the best and the center of academic excellence in business and administration. Engage, explore, excel. Let us formally conclude this event by singing the CapSU March. Thank you and have a blessed day.
March on, say yes, hold on to the dream of your heart. CapSU, yes, and hold high your head with great pride. March on, CapSU, yes, persevere in your quest for the truth. Work for quality and service, strive for excellence, believe in your dreams. Drink from the fountain of wisdom and partake in the banquet of knowledge. Strengthen your wings, spread them wide and soar up high to the sky. March on, CapSU, yes, and hold into the dream of your heart. March on, CapSU, yes, and hold into the dream of your hearts.
Thank you so much, everyone. We will be sending the evaluation form right after this Zoom meeting. So please be updated on our group chats. Everyone can leave now. Thank you so much, Sir Jason. Thank you so much, Ma'am Angela. Thank you for our MCs. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you, Sir Jason, for being with us. God bless everyone.